So, Charles, it's not just the Rangers that's making New York exciting this summer. The Yankees and Mets are rolling right now.
Woo! Yeah, I mean, I'm a Mets fan, but I can't talk about this right now because I'm waiting till August for the Mets to still be good, because that's when I can be like, all right, now we're going to contend. Yeah, because you know how many times the Mets have broken my heart? Too many to count.
Too many. Hey, well, we have one of the best New York baseball insiders, Pete Caldera, and our very own Bob Nightengale connect with me for a game of fair or foul. So roll the tape. So Pete, this season it feels like has kind of been like a Frank Sinatra sing-along between the Yankees and Mets thriving. So fair or foul, we're destined for a Subway Series World Series.
I'd say we're on track for it, so I guess that's fair. Buck Showalter's doing an amazing job with the Mets, and it's incredible what they're doing without DeGrom and Scherzer. And we all know how good the Yankees starting five has been, and the fact that they've taken the mound regularly and performed outstandingly so far. And, this is a Yankee team that really hasn't even hit on all cylinders yet, with some issues in their offense, their lineup. So, right now, totally fair.
Bob, who do you think are the biggest threats to the Mets and the Yankees, and who do you feel like is going to be a dark horse contender?
Well, the biggest threat to the Mets would be the Los Angeles Dodgers, who they just split with at Dodger Stadium in the 4-game series. I don't roll at the San Diego Padres. I wouldn't be surprised if the Padres win the NL West. Very good team. And you still have Milwaukee and St. Louis, and I don't give up on Atlanta either. In the American League, I think the only team that can knock off the Yankees would be Houston Astros. It'd be great to see them back to ALCS again with such a hatred between the two teams.
The trade deadline will be here before you guys know it, and I know the rumors of Juan Soto being traded have kind of been shot down, but there still could be some big major moves. So fair or foul, Bob, multiple major stars will be moved this trade season.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, there's been a lot more buyers and sellers just because of expanded postseason. I think, Contreras of the Chicago Cubs, their all-star catcher, will be, Wilson Contreras should be the best position player out there. I don't think there's a whole lot of pitching out there. Probably the best would be Luis Castillo of the Cincinnati Reds, who pitched a gem against the Red Sox a couple of weeks ago. So I think Castillo will be the best guy. Contreras the best position player, and a whole lot of relievers, including David Robertson, who Pete knows well from Yankee days. The Cubs will dump him as well.
Pete, this question is going to be for you. For the Yankees, it's no secret that Gallo and Hicks have kind of struggled. What missing pieces does New York have that you think can fill this trade deadline?
Well, I think they're going to be in the market for another reliever, at least. Now whether Hicks or Gallo's move, I guess that remains to be seen. I think obviously Gallo stands a greater chance. Perhaps they could rekindle talks with the Padres because he is an impending free agent. Hicks is under team control for another 3 years at a significant salary, and I think he still has something of a role on this team. But they're producing, they're winning despite these guys underperforming. Will that become an issue at some point? It could be, and it's certainly an area that Brian Cashman will explore at the trade deadline too.
On the field hitting has been way down. There's been constant off the field drama. Some of the players are mad at umpires. I know we've asked this before, and Bob, we've asked you this before, but I do want to open it up again, and I want both of you guys to answer this. Do you think baseball is headed in the wrong direction this season? Fair or foul? Bob, you can go first.
Well, I think foul, and they're trying to make some changes here. They're messing around with the baseball, trying to get, fewer home runs. Let get the big boys hit the home runs and not just everybody. Opposite field home runs are way down. And we'll see a huge move next year with the pitch clock. That shaves about 30 minutes off a game, but it really creates a better tempo. Gets the batters in the box there. Batting averages, should go up if it disrupts the pitcher's timing. So, we'll see about the unmarked strike zone. I think the robo umps are coming behind the plate just because of gambling. Baseball's embraced gambling. Pretty soon they're going to have, bettors, gamble on every single pitch. So no umpire wants to be responsible for that. in the late innings when everybody gambling. So I think it's coming, but we'll probably still a few years away.
I certainly agree with Bob on all those points. I think what Major League Baseball players want most is transparency when it comes to the differences in the composition of the baseball. You go all the way back to the issue about the tack, the rosin bags they're using. Is there any more they can do for the pitchers? Although the pendulum seems to have swung greatly towards them this year than the hitters. But I think just plainly more transparency in the game when it comes to things like the composition of the ball, what tack they're using for pitchers' grip aids, and continue to evolve in that, and just make it clear not only for the players themselves but the people who consume the game.
Bob makes a great point. If people are gambling on balls and strikes, as they are everywhere, you can't necessarily leave that up to human error. So maybe it's time to start thinking about the robot umpires. Let's go.
Hey, there you go. Up next, I spoke with Basketball Hall of Famer Grant Hill about his new book and the future of Duke. We jump right into it after the break. Hey sports fans, if you want to watch more sports seriously, be sure to check out these clips right here. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see all the great content from us here at USA Today Sports.